now time for Rejected Segments.
Rejected segments.
All these segments were pitched to me one way or the other. Through email, through text, through, hey, why don't we do this? So over the past 45 days, I've kept a list. Let's go with number 5.
Number 5.
Now, individually, I said no to this, but actually altogether it was pretty good. So I rejected Ray, Morgan, and Eddie saying they saw a random celebrity walking down the street.
Oh, was it the same one?
No, but by itself, it wasn't worth the whole segment.
Oh, wow.
But I do think it's one of the rare ones where I'm like, together it actually works as a pretty good segment. So I rejected them individually. However, we're going to do them as a group. Eddie, who did you see walking on a sidewalk by work?
I saw John Party. I mean, he was just walking down the road with 3 other people, and then I honked at him. I was like, he may not recognize me. I was in my car, and he goes, hey! Just thought I was a fan, I guess. I was
He just thought, hey, that's it.
That's it.
Morgan was working out, and you saw somebody with their trainer.
I did. I saw Frankie Ballard just hanging out for $10 at Planet Fitness, working out with his trainer.
Oh, wow.
And then Ray saw a country artist eating fast food for lunch. Stars are just like us, he says.
Oh, I was thinking this was the one I saw on Music Row. I saw Brothers Osborne carrying guitars and straight up just, I mean, anybody could have known it was them seeing them walk right by. The fast food eater. Who the heck was that?
He doesn't even remember. This is Ray just filling for content.
No, it was Breland.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the drive-thru at Chick-fil-A, and he actually walked up to it. It was one of those where you didn't even have to have a vehicle, and he was just chilling, waiting for the food.
The situation at Chick-fil-A is interesting because there's not a menu. They just come up to you. Mm-hmm. I need a menu.
They have one on them if you need it, like an actual one.
I prefer it Sonic. I go, there's a menu in front of me. I can see what I want. I'm always like, I don't know! And then I just leave. So that's number 5, altogether mildly interesting.
Cool.
All right, nice job. Let's do number 4.
Number 4.
Putting trolls on blast. This was suggested. We find people who have left mean or hurtful comments on Facebook, do research on them, we read their names on the air and reveal their personal information.
Dang.
That's pretty good. It's actually solid.
Whose was that? Lunchbox?
Mike D.
Oh, Mike D.
Yeah, like he really wanted to invest time.
I don't want to give the trolls that kind of attention.
Well, I don't want to be reading too much personal information about people on the air.
Oh, that part too.
Yeah. So we rejected that mostly for legal reasons. Yes.
Well, mainly if it's public, like you could just read their profile bio, because oftentimes it's like, love Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Live,
No,
laugh,
you
love.
Family man.
Ephesians 2:9. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, let's go to number 3.
Number 3.
Raymundo sent this in. He said, hey, I saw a lady fall out of her wheelchair 10 feet from me. What did I do next?
Oh.
And then he listed 4 things.
I hope he helped her.
Do you want to hear the 4 things?
Yeah.
So the segment Ray sent our audio guy, he said, I saw an old lady fall out of her wheelchair 10 feet from me. What did I do next? A, I was walking by and immediately ran over and helped her up. B, walking by and immediately ran over, tried to help her, but couldn't lift her up because of the weight of the wheelchair. So I signaled for a car to help. C, I was driving, so I just kept driving. Or D, was driving, stopped my car in the middle of the intersection, and ran over and helped her.
Oh, it's easy.
Go ahead.
It's C.
He's driving and kept driving?
Yeah, kept driving.
Ray, explain what you saw.
Yeah, so it's one of those streets where you're making a left-hand turn. So I was going about 2 miles an hour, and it was a lady in a wheelchair, and she was on the sidewalk, and it just veered off a little bit, and her wheelchair caught the bad side of the sidewalk, and she went down. And as I was turning, I literally saw her face as she was falling. This has affected me for about a month, and I just didn't know what to do. I couldn't stop my car in the middle of the intersection. I thought I'd get hit. So I just kept driving, and I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just see? Oh my gosh. And I was just like praying somebody behind me would stop, and 3 other cars stopped, got out, and got her.
So, but what did you do from the list?
It was C. I just kept driving.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
obviously. I mean,
And he's
come
felt
on.
bad about it.
But he
from
prayed.
Because
He prayed.
he said the wheelchair was too heavy. I'm like, what? How could the wheelchair be too heavy for Ray to pick
Yeah,
up?
I can't
maybe
believe
he
it's
meant the
C.
woman.
Why would you?
But this is Ray sending this in.
Oh, my gosh.
He was driving and kept on driving. Thankfully, somebody helped her. Number 2.
Number 2.
And I don't even care to do the bit, but I read it and was like, this would be the most boring bit we've ever done in the history of our show.
Uh-oh.
But Eddie sent in, I'm changing my pizza order for the first time in my life, and I'd like to talk about it.
This is a big deal, guys.
Oh, my God, that's so dumb.
I've ordered the same kind of pizza my entire life.
What pizza?
A pepperoni and mushroom pan deep dish pizza.
And so now you're changing it to...
Thin crust. I'm going to have to just buckle down and get thin crust because
I
it's
feel
less.
the ratings just getting so good right now.
Listen.
I can feel it. People are telling their friends, you got to tune in right now. Eddie's talking about his pizza.
That is the kind of stuff you send in.
Every 40, 50-year-old's like, hey, I feel you, man. I had to go thin crust too.
Well, this is all rejected segments. There's a reason these didn't make the air.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
And then the number one rejected segment.
Number 1.
The Minnesota Timberwolves basketball team had people jumping out on the court, protesting at random times, trying to glue themselves to the floor or chain themselves to the goal. So it was written, the Timberwolves protest of making the news. What if we have Lunchbox protest an NHL game here in town, dress him up like a beer vendor, and try to get him on the ice to handcuff himself to the goal?
I love
Who
it.
said that?
Mike D.
That's
See, Mike
great.
gonna get us killed someday, but thought it was funny, but had to reject it. Would you have done that bit?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah,
I don't think I could have got over the glass. Like, that's really hard to get over.
But you're a beer
But,
vendor.
let's say.
And all the beer vendors get on the ice.
They have access.
Yeah, just
I mean,
all
he's-
access pass. Yeah.
He's already gone to jail once.
All right, that is rejected segments.
That was rejected segments.
So if you think the segments we're doing are crappy when you hear us do them for real, imagine the ones I've turned down. It's like Eddie talking about he's changing pizzas.
Oh man, breaking news.
It's a